Alright, you're right. We're live. Alright, go ahead.
Martin. You stand.
Step forward. I want you to speak your right here. I want you to speak your registry. I'm Uncle Bar. Yeah, so let me select. Among Gabar. Ban. Say it again.
Banaparim ban Yashab.
All right, and then obviously. All right. Yahweh. Alright, so he comes inside to the right, Alright. Also too. Alright, you wanna start face me? You wanna salute?
Yabashim Yashab Barakatah.
Yahbashim Yashab. Start face. Drink. I.S.U.P.K.
Yashab.
Grab the scrolls.
Lock now.
That's lock now.
Walk now.
Walk now.
Tabayana. Bonasai one. Above. Abashana. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amlakwa. Wa out. Wa Tafar. Lawalayim. Amar.
Right. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father. Our Father. Art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Never'ah. Azari. Ma'an. Yahweh. Asha. Shemai. Barakazah. Al-Yatan. Lamawat. Gauka. Yanawam. Shemarka. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala. Yashan. Shalmar. Yashala. Yahweh. Shemarka. Yahweh. Zalka. Al. Yad. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashimash. La'a. Yakka. Bayarak. Bayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Call. Right. Yashimar. Abdapaka. Yahweh. Yashimar. Talaka. Wabwaka. Mayaka. I will.
Psalms 121 in the English. I'll lift up mine eyes. Unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord. Who made heaven and earth. Do not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
That's a hard. I'm going to try to write. Hamaki.
The power in the English, Yahweh. And the name Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all men of sickness. And all men of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Prayer for the blessings. In the Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua. Baraklanah. Wa'ashala. Wa'abayah. The party. Barak. Magun.
It's like, that's Rapa'ah. You want to be very careful with that. Rapa'ah. Go ahead.
Rapa'ah. Magun. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once.
For those that's on Facebook or YouTube, if you have a loved one that you want us to say their names to pray for, send prayers up to, what you want to do is type in that name and we will get to you. Otherwise, anybody in the room can go ahead and get started.
All of Israel.
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 Let's see. Officer Kadasayan.
Officer Kadasayan.
Let's see. Variah. Kabat Tim. Cliff. Sathariah. Shagariah. Pekah. Kardam. Kavanah. Azara. Beatrice. What?
House of Nagabar.
House of Nagabar. House of Terah. Kwama'al. Rapayala. Debar all of I.S.U.P.K.
Sorry, I got some on Facebook.
Go ahead. Sharon. David.
Marley.
Malaya.
Ezra. Dakaya. House of Nagabar.
House of Nagabar.
That's it.
Azariah. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Bless us in Israel. In the school. Bless still shield protect. Thank you. So be it. You got this, man. You're going to start speaking Spanish in a second.
Alahayim. Al-Damiyah. Lakah. Al-Takarash. Wa'al-Tashakwat. Kayahana. Ayabika. Yahama. Yawan. Rash. Al-Imaka. Yaryoma. Sawada. Wayaka. Wayatazawa. Tazawapanka. Amara. Lakawa. Onakidom. Gawi. Wala'a. Yakar. Sham. Yashal. Awad. Ya. Nawataw. Natazawa. Laba. Yakala. Ayaka. Barya. Yakarakwa. Adawam. Wa. Yashama. Allah. Yam. Moab. Agari. Babal. Waimalak. Kalasha. Ain. Yashabi. Tazawar. Gam. Ashawar. Nalawa. Amma. Hayawa. Zarwa. Labanya. Lawat. Selah. Asha. Laham. Gamadi. Tesiyasura. Kayami. Manaka'al. Kayashwa. Nasha Madwa. Bayandara. Hayawa. Daman. Adam. Sharatama. Nada. Ya. Mawa. Ra. Wakaza'aba. Wakazaba. Wakazazal. Manai. Ka. Nasiyakamba. Ashar. Marwa. Narasha. Nawa. Nawa. Alahaya. Shayatamba. Gauka. Kwash. Panya. Raka'a. Kaash. Darbar. Yara. Wa. Kalahaba. Talahat. Hari. Khan. Taradama. Basaraka. Wabasa. Paka. Tabahala. Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyaha.
Panyaha.
Kalawan.
Kalawan.
Wa'abakasha.
Wa'abakasha.
Shabka.
Shabka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yeshabashwa.
Yeshabashwa.
Wa'aba'awa.
Wa'aba'awa.
Aya.
Aya.
Ai. Wa'akapawa.
Wa'akapawa.
Wa'ababwa.
Wa'ababwa.
Wa'adara.
Wa'adara.
Kaya'ata.
Kaya'ata.
Shabka.
Shabka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labaka.
Labaka.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ka.
Ka.
Haharakaza.
Harakaza.
Spanish in there. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy
O
silence.
Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Below.
Below. Hope the children of light.
Salah.
Salah.
Doing to them as to the Midianites.
Doing to them as to the Midianites.
As the Sisera.
As the Sisera.
As the Jabin.
As the Jabin.
As the Book of Kisan.
Book of Kisan.
Which spirits are endured.
Spirits endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make the noise like Uri.
They make the nobles like a river.
And like Zeed.
And like Zeed.
Yea. All the princes as Zabah.
All the princes of Zabah.
And as Zamuna.
And as Zamuna.
Who said,
said,
let's take to ourselves the house of God in possession.
Let's take to ourselves the house of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
Stubble before the
As the
wind.
fire burneth the woods.
The fire burneth the
The
wood.
flames set the mountains on fire.
Flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Persecute them with thy
And make
tempest.
them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill the faces with shame.
Fill the faces with
That they may
shame.
seek thy name.
That they may seek thy
O
name.
Lord.
O Lord.
Let it be confounded in trouble.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea. Let it be put to shame.
Let it be put to shame.
And perish.
Perish.
That men may know that thou.
That men may know that
Thy
thou.
name alone is Yahweh.
Name alone is
Art the
Yahweh.
most high over all the
Art
earth.
the most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
And
earth.
all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name Yahweh Shai.
The name Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
To use the curses.
To use the
Curse
curses.
of destruction.
Curse of
To the
destruction.
heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Like prophets.
The prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
Princes.
The priests.
The priests.
Israelite brothers.
Israelite
In
brothers.
the school.
In the school.
To use the curses.
To use the
Curse of
curses.
destruction.
Punishment
To
of
the
destruction.
heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasures.
Shake loose the
Of
treasures.
the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
And refuse to give to the school.
Refuse to give to the
Force the
school.
riches.
Force the riches.
Into thy sanctuary.
Into thy sanctuary.
The curses.
To use the curses.
Punishment destruction.
Punishment
To
destruction.
the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
The nations.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug
The
dealers.
court system.
Court
The
system.
prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
And like synagogues and armies.
And like synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Cosmopolitanism. The gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
As a space program.
Space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the
And
internet.
the airwaves.
The airwaves.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
And the
channel.
radio channel.
And the radio
Convict
channel.
the spirit of any of thy people.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
That seek to stop
That
us.
links with destruction.
Links with
To the house of the thief.
But the place is the house of the
And the murderer.
And
That's all the heathens
Punish all the
that
heathens.
come up against us.
That come up against
As we
us.
speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angel that have done it.
That it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy
In the
coming.
name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
On Son of Christ. I really heard everybody's voice that time. Go ahead, sorry. Put that down. Which route. Y'all can face forward. Everybody can face forward. Alright, Terrell. That's a lot. The water. Alright, Yeshabi, which means to sit. Everybody need to see it? You said what? You said you're getting old? Shit. You ready for the pattern?
No.
Good answer. Actually, Salaki, can one of y'all push us back a little bit? Alright, so what's going to happen next is going to get into Ecclesiastes, the 11th chapter, and we are going to get into 7 verses. As you see,
Start at verse 8.
and you just follow along with the next chapter. Alright? And of course, me and Terrell will offer me some help, otherwise you got that right there. Alright, you may go ahead again.
Ecclesiastes
Chapter 11, verse 8. Kaya, Sanyam. Harabah. Yakaya. Yakayaha.
Israel.
Haram. Bakalam. Harabaha. Hayayawa. Ka.
I know what Salaki says. Can you turn the camera?
Shaba'ah.
Can you pan it this way? A little bit.
Habal. Verse 9.
No, the other way. Salaki.
Shemak.
Push it down a little bit. Down.
Bakwa.
Right there. The water. I appreciate you.
Bayalad. Wathyak. Wayatayabak. Labak. Bayamya. Bakhawar. Wathak. Wahalak.
Which verse are you on?
Middle of verse 9, sir.
Okay, let's look. I don't hear Chirac over there. I see, you know.
Barakya.
I hear you over there. That's the brother Salah's on that Hebrew, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doing real good. That's a little.
I'm listening too. Shit, I ain't gonna do it.
Labak.
You want some serious study in this week,
Wabamara'aya. Ayanyak. Wada'ay. Kaya. Ayr. Ka. Allah. Yabayaak. Ha'ala hayam. Bamashapat. Wahasar. Ba'ayis. Ba'aysa. Sorry, would that have been right? Ba'aysa?
It would be Kaisa.
Slaki, Kaisa. Kaisa, come. Baba Sarak. Kaya. Hayalagwa. Wahashakwa. Habal. Chapter 12, verse 1. What's it called? Bawarayak. Bayamyak. Bakawara Bakawarath-yak. Aid, Ashar, La'a, Yaba'Allah, Yaba'ah, Yamya, Hara-ayha, Wahagaya Aywa, Sanyam, Asar, Thamar, Ayan, Laya, Baham, Kapataza. Verse 2. Count, chapter 12, verse 2. Aid, Ashar, La'a, Waha'awar, Wahayorak, Wahak Yakabyam, Washabwa, Ha'abyam, Akha, Hagasham. Verse 3. Bayomam, Shayazaiwa, Shamraya, Abaya, Wahat Aiwakwa, Anashya, Hakaya, Wabatalawa, Hatak Noah, Kaya, Ma'aituwa, Wakhashakwa, Harawa'at, Ba'abuwa. Verse 4. Wasagarwa, Dalafium, Bashuwakwa, Basapal, Hatakhana, Bayapolon, Laquawao. Hatazapawa. Wayashakwa. Ka. Banwa. Hashiyah. Select your am I ending at verse 5? Going.
It's 7 and 12.
Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Come on.
Clap it up.
Alright, Most High in Christ. That was perfect. That brother read that shit. Man, beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. So we can go close that. Switch off this one. So what we are about to do is get into, of course, Ecclesiastes, the 11th chapter, going into the 12th chapter, which is the last one. After this book, we are going to all decide which book we should go into next. We'll think about, that after Sabbath service. But we're going to go ahead and make this brief, all right? So instead of starting in verse 8, I want you to start at verse 6, and I'll explain why.
Come.
You got to get some context.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 6. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand.
Right, as last week, for the brothers and sisters that was either here or watching last week, we spoke about, pretty much like, the whole thing, Mitra was talking about, like, sowing the seed and exactly what that means. So what I'm saying, if you plant something, you should, it's going to produce something. You know how people say, people in the world, they say, what's that word, affirmations or something like that? Mm-hmm. Where you say something, you speak something into existence.
Yeah.
If you say something out loud to the earth, it's going to give you something.
Law of attraction.
The law of attraction, that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? But in a way, there is some reality to it. You see what I'm saying? Based on the things that you do, you'll see what will come out of it. All right? If you're putting in work, you're going to get a reward. If you're being silly and stupid, you're going to get the punishment.
Right.
Also, too, earlier in the chapter, it gets into as far as people who have wisdom and do not have wisdom. And a man without wisdom is a what? Who is he?
A fool.
He's a fool. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what a fool is. The Lord can put wisdom upon. But it's all about who the Lord is with. And based on how that fight ends, the Lord will see, everybody will know who the Lord was with. You see what I'm saying? At that day. All right? None of that matters. It's all about the Lord is with you or not.
Right.
That's what it's all about. It's the same thing with this metaphor as far as sowing something, in the ground. Go ahead.
Come. For thou knowest not whether it shall prosper.
Right.
Either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good.
Exactly. That's the burden of a husbandman. What does husbandman mean? That's a biblical word. I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks. In the Bible, what is husbandman? Go ahead. It's a farmer, someone that tills the land, takes care of the land to produce something.
Right.
Food for his family. Right now, farmers is pretty much ain't doing too much work right now. They are relaxing, kicking their feet up. Because right now it is dead. This season is dead. Winter, that's what winter is. When we left the house today, what's the first thing I said?
The grass. The grass mean dead.
Yeah, and it needs some life. It's dead. I'm like, it feels amazing outside, but this is still winter. You know what I mean? There's like, also too, it's like a big ass tree I got cut down right by the school. You know what I mean? It's just like everything's dead. Fall has went away. You see what I'm saying? Right now it's time to relax. And once spring comes, that's when we got to get back to work. As far as, tilling the land. If you are a farmer, of course, in the school. All right, keep going.
Verse 7. Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet Yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity.
Is that verse 8?
Come.
Read that one more time. This is my favorite scripture. I'm talking about, I called thousands of people just to find the scripture. Thanks to Officer Bond, I was able to find it. Because it was something that the general said about the scripture that just really, really hit home. All right? Which is reality. It's crazy how scriptures can speak to you. You know what I mean? And how you can really apply it to your life. And how everything in this Bible is nothing but reality.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's life. It's not some fairy tale mystical BS that our oppressor tries to make it. Read it one more time from the top.
Come. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it means days are few and troublesome. Pretty much.
Con. I know what you're talking about. Con. Exactly. Now, like everybody heard the term "live your best life," right?
Oh.
See what I'm saying? Or little Duvall, living my best life. But of course, living your best life is fine. Just make sure that it's lawful at the end of the day. And here's why. Also, remember the bad times when you was in a jam. A lot of us, before the truth, our life was miserable. See what I'm saying? I remember this one time I met this brother, and he had came to class, and he started coming to class and things of that sort. It seemed like he started to change a little bit, but his problem was he couldn't let the world go, so he's trying to live a double life. And we know about a double man, right?
Right.
What did King Solomon say, or otherwise is it James?
I think it was James.
Yeah, I want to say it's James.
What is saying something like not to trust a double-minded man or something?
Right. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what a double-minded person is. Also, too, I think about Matthew, the 5th chapter, Matthew 5:28, when it talks about you can't serve two masters.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can't. There's a God for the world.
Right.
And there's a God for the truth. Which one are you going to choose? Who is the God of the world? Anybody? Go ahead.
Money.
Huh?
Money.
What'd you say?
Money.
Money? Yes, but it's more than that.
That's the white Jesus.
Say it again.
The white Jesus.
Yes, I would say white Jesus, but more than anything, like everything in the world is evil.
Right.
Who is responsible for temptation? Who is responsible for deceiving?
Satan.
Shaitan, Satan. See what I'm saying? Also too, you can add Esau in there as well. There's a scripture in the Bible that says that we worship the dragon in ignorance. Who was the dragon? And I believe that's Revelation. Go ahead.
Esau is a representative of Satan in the flesh.
That's right. White supremacy, Donald Trump in the flesh. If you want to see Satan, turn on the news.
Right.
Turn on the news. Joe Biden. Kamala Harris. There you go.
Yeah.
That's white supremacy. That's all the years of oppression, all in your face, all in one body. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So, read that one more time.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 8. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness.
Right. So, for example, that brother, right? May the Lord be with them. I don't even know if the brother's still alive or not, but it's been some years. But this brother cannot let go of the world. And matter of fact, what I found so disgusting is that this brother just loved the like how can I say it, like just like he glorified in what he used to do back in the day. See what I'm saying? Right. Or better yet, what he's probably doing right now. You see what I'm saying? It was just very disgusting. It's like, okay, you come to class, I know you're shedding yourself, but we talk about what the Lord does to us as a people when we disobey Him.
Right.
So for you to open up your mouth and say those things, the Lord is recording everything. You want to be very mindful what you say, because also too, not just the angels are recording things. You have Satan there as well. When I say Satan, meaning, I call them as little minions. But of course, don't repeat that, what I said. Demons. You see what I'm saying? You have demons who's watching, who's ready for an opportunity to make you look like a fool. You know what I'm saying? So you can live your life how you want to live it, but make sure that it's lawful. See what I'm saying? Make sure that's lawful. And remember when you were in a bad situation, in those dark times. Because I'm sure none of us want to be back in those dark times. You know what I mean? Do y'all see what's going on to black and Hispanic people?
Right.
That can be us if we were not in the truth. Why not? Also, too, there are a lot of people in the world that's very prideful who think that they won't be on a t-shirt. It can't happen to them. The same thing that happened to Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, they feel like it can't happen to them. I don't know where the hell that comes from, but you cannot cheat the Most High. You can't. See what I'm saying? It can happen to you in a flash. All right? It can happen to you in a flash. So funny too, how I know that's so true? Coming up in the UPK, I seen similar situations where the stories that, the journalists be talking about where, how certain things happen, how the police try to do certain things. Like, I remember hearing a story about Captain Ugarwa, how the police was trying to find an opportunity to possibly kill him. You see what I'm saying? Ain't that crazy?
Right.
But the Lord was with him, so it didn't happen. And he was just so wise with the police. And it was a way where they really could have got away with it if they really wanted to. How the story was set up, it sounds like a murder waiting to happen. It sounds like a setup. You see what I'm saying? It sounds like one of those setups where your father in this, correct me if I'm wrong, was it the 50s or the 60s, like in Baltimore, New York, Chicago, where if your father left the house and drove to the store or drove to work, sometimes the father would come up missing. A lot of times your father was missing because of the police.
Right.
They was taking the opportunity to kill a nigga, get a body.
Right.
And it was your father. Now mysteriously your father's dead. When he said, I'm just going to the store real quick, I'll be right back. Hours turn into days turn into years, and he's nowhere to be found.
Right.
Good night.
Yeah, that stuff has been happening ever since, slavery ended.
Of course.
All the way up, all the way up to the 70s and all of that. It still happens now.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, all them girls that's coming up missing, you don't hear too much about that.
No. How do you lose a person? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. In slavery, or my old slavery, he had told me that he was telling me some shit that he wasn't really supposed to tell me as far as his job. Now in IT, you have different IT people. You have IT that works for the military and works for a simple call center job and shit like that. He told me that he used to work for IT in a military base, and he said that there's something in the sky where there's a satellite where they have face recognition. If they can't find you on the internet or anywhere else, they can find you based on a satellite all over the world. All they need is a small description, and this thing, it finds its way to find you somewhere on the earth, like Google Maps. Right. In a way, you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, God damn, all you need is just a small little information. He's like, yeah. Right. He said, imagine not having no electronics whatsoever, as far as trying to find a person, tap their phone or whatever like that.
Right.
He said, just that alone, and many other devices that Esau have just to find you.
Right.
I said, good night.
Well, you can locate people on Snapchat.
Of course, yeah. Really, any app that you have on your phone is connected to something.
Right.
As far as your information, that's why you always say, do you allow the permission of us having access to this and this and that? When you have Facebook and stuff like that, it's access to your gallery. It's access to your phone numbers. How do you think people how do you think them ads be coming up for T-Mobile and stores that you like? Yeah, ain't it funny how you on YouTube, you watch a video as far as something that you like or you're interested in, Then you go on Facebook, you see the advertisement for it.
That's creepy.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, going back to the story, keep going.
For they shall be many.
Right.
All the,
from the side, go ahead.
all that cometh is vanity.
From the side, so like it.
But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness.
Right. See what I'm saying? Remember those bad times. And those bad times is going to give you motivation to never go back there. It's to, move forward. See what I'm saying? Life is better than the truth. Right. There's nothing in the world for any of us. See what I'm saying? There's nothing in the world but death. And that's all that you're going to get. Once again, you cannot cheat the Most High. Right. That's all, it's like a drug dealer saying, you know what? I'm going to be the drug dealer to never get locked up. To never, be killed. You are going to either be killed or locked up. It's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like who the hell do you think you are? People have been on the earth for millions of years. I mean, so like thousands of years. You see what I'm saying? Like, who has not thought of, to do something different? Right. You're going to end up in the same situation. Keep going.
For they shall be many.
Shall be many. Keep going.
All that cometh is vanity.
All that cometh is vanity. What does that mean? Go ahead.
All that cometh is things that don't matter.
Say that louder.
Like things that don't matter.
Right. Things that don't matter. Vain is a definition of meaning nothing.
Right.
Nothing or not.
Yeah, nothing.
See, right. See what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's pointless.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. All right, keep going.
Verse 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth.
That's right.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth.
Now this is also for woman and man as well. Man and woman. All right. Read that one more time. That part.
Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth.
Right. What does that mean? Cheer thy days in thy youth. What does that mean? What's right?
Pretty much saying like, youthful man, have fun and everything. I think Most High is being kind of sarcastic in this scripture right here too. Because remember when it talks about, don't trust in the strength of your youth and stuff like that. And let not the wise man trust in his wisdom.
Thank you. Hey, give him a hand. That's perfect. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you caught that. Because it's just like Paul. Paul's very well, very articulate as far as his words. Right. His words really have a lot of, season to them. Right. You see what I'm saying? And even Paul is very sarcastic. As far as like I'll give you an example. The book of Corinthians. As far as how he deals with the brothers and the sisters in the school, as far as the 7 churches or 7 schools, I should say. He's very sarcastic with them as far as certain things. And you would know if you just study enough. You will see it right there in your face. Right. And like based on the response. Same thing with Yahushua. Right. Every time he cut the Sadducees and Pharisees, it was hilarious. Go ahead.
It's like I was going to ask him, so is he kind of saying like, I enjoy it while you can?
Enjoy it while you can, but also to be mindful. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because, I was just at the slavery just a second ago, like yesterday. And, you have some loudmouth sisters. And, I guess you say you got some loudmouth men as well, which is homosexual. I remember them just talking about, talking about birthdays and shit. Talking about, I was going to go to Cali and do this with, my best friend, but COVID is striking out and I'm just going to, be in the house. I'm just like...
But know thou that for all these things, God will bring thee into judgment.
And that's how you know he's being sarcastic. Right. Because we say about the heart, say that one more time.
And walk in the ways of thine heart.
Walk in the ways of thine heart. Keep going.
And in the sight of thine eyes.
Right. You see that? Right. We know the Most High. We know what about the heart.
Right. It's deceitful and wicked above all things.
Right. That's in the book of Jeremiah. You see what I'm saying? So that's him being sarcastic. Like, have fun, but be aware. Based on what you do, you will be judged by it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, the lust of, like Samson's eyes, got his eyes put out.
Yeah, he got blind.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would say the major stories I can think of in the Bible, Samson was blind, and is it Tobit or Tobias?
It
Who
was
the father?
I think it was
Tobit.
Yeah, Tobit.
Yeah, I think it was Tobit, but I think Tobias is his son.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Tobit was blind, but the Lord, you know what I mean, healed him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, later on.
I think it was Tobias. I think it's the
Tobias?
father that went blind.
Okay, and Tobit is the son.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense because the book really is about him.
Yeah, remember all of that stuff was going down. Remember his rib had to work as a maid in somebody's house.
Yeah.
He just had lived a life of a black man. He couldn't find no job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he slowly lost his vision.
What happened was a bird came and dunked on his eyes.
Yeah.
That's how he went blind.
Good night. That's where it's up.
Right.
You don't hear stories like that every day.
Right.
But yeah, I think he went blind like right away, or like slowly but surely, like he went blind. Something like that. Yeah.
Right.
That's an amazing story, by the way. Keep going.
But know thou that for all these things the Most High will bring thee into judgment.
Once again, you want to be careful what you do, how you do it. You know, mistakes happen. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and say that we're humans, because that's bullshit. And anybody got time for that. You know, that's always the excuse. You know, I mess up. I'm human.
Right.
I'm
we
young.
Come down when we get up.
Yeah.
Little Christian song.
It's a lot, dude. That's the fifth father is, you know what I mean? So keep going.
And put away evil from thy flesh.
There you go.
For childhood and youth are vanity.
What does that mean? Childhood, youth is vanity?
For childhood and youth are vanity.
What does that mean?
Those are the times where you making a lot of your biggest mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not thinking about the repercussions.
Yeah.
You know, behind what you do. A child don't think about the repercussions, and nor does a youth.
Right.
Pretty much, you know, do what they want to do, not even understanding that they're gonna have to have a ticket, a tab to pay at the end of the day.
Right, and that's absolutely right. Like you can tell a child something 1,001 times, and they just I understand, and just do it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until and sometimes death has to teach children a lesson, as sad as it is.
Right.
A child.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even death sometimes, is the last straw just to teach a child that this right here is no. You see what I'm saying? This is not it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Horrible stories that you hear about children dying.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Young men get blown away. Young men get blown away. The youth get blown away. 13, 14 years old.
Right. Messing with guns, messing with the wrong people. Have to answer to certain people. And it's right. It could go a lot of ways.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of instances, he be the wrong people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He done made, they hanging with him. He's the wrong people. Right.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got a friend who actually got shot. I grew up with him in 6th grade. I think it's been about 3 years now, being in the truth, and just hearing the way that he died was just stupid. It was just like, God damn, good night. As sad as the story was, there were many more. See what I'm saying? Friends be dying, dropping dead left and right. You know what I mean? So once again, those are vanity. Also, too, this is scripture that says, I think this is Paul. He says, when I was a child, I thought like a child.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Paraphrasing. Keep going.
Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Just know the Most High.
Right.
And of course,
Your mother and your father.
you're meeting with the Sabbath servants as far as the Hebrew. They are supposed to be the teachers, or teaches you as far as whatever she's learning from her husband. You know what I mean? And then over time, of course, there's a place where a child is not so much a child anymore, and is in the hands of the father to learn some other things. All right, keep going.
Nor the years draw nigh.
Nor the years draw nigh. What does that mean?
You know, the years, the person not getting close to death yet. Still young, you know, still young,
Right.
full of life, full of vibrance.
There you go.
You know.
Exactly. Keep going.
When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Say it one time.
When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
What does that mean?
Can you read it one more time, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
You have no pleasure in the foolishness of youth.
Right.
You know.
Like that's like Christ. Christ was 12 years old teaching grown men about the Bible.
Right.
And what's funny about that, because they it was the scribes, the lawyers, and the doctors.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now of course, many people heard about the law. They heard about it, everything like that, but they didn't apply it. And they didn't really go into the spirit of it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Of the Bible, of the law. But that was Yahweh, and he was a child. Go ahead.
They didn't want to have nothing to do with it.
Huh?
They didn't want to have anything to do with it.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. It's just like they didn't have the zeal for it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, too, what was killing the zeal is the fact that we're being dominated by Rome. Just for the same reason why, you know, a lot of people don't have no zeal for the law today.
Because of sin.
Right.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Right.
Why can't you get toys for the kids and the other?
Right.
You guys know what I mean?
PS5.
Yeah, for the law.
Right.
And you know what? I get it. Because your flesh can talk. It wants everything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But, you know, if you can control your spirit better than your flesh, you are an amazing person.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? You are a glorious person. And you are not human. See what I'm saying? You are supernatural. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
What you're speaking of is the spiritual warfare.
Say it again.
The warfare is cardinal spiritual, and that's what you're speaking
That's
of.
right. Damn right. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Life is about war.
Right.
Or warfare. See what I'm saying? Life is about war. And that's it. And the warfare, of course, when you say that, a lot of people be like, yeah, we need guns, we need military. Nigga, you can't get that shit. And you in the hood, you dying, you on drugs. And no, it's not going to happen for you.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't fight a war being high.
Right.
You are, you gonna die before the bullet hits you. You gonna trip over a goddamn rock, trying to chase your enemy, and you gonna die because you're high. And you're gay. All right.
And the only game we probably could beat our pressure at is killing.
Say it again.
I said that's probably the only game we can't beat him at is killing.
Exactly, because he's blessed with the sword. He's blessed with the sword. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Here's the thing, because, you know, just like what Commander GEN.YAHANNA was saying, I think about a year ago, he said they couldn't beat us in a street urban battle. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the concrete jungle, they couldn't get down with us like that. Black and Hispanic, especially black and Hispanics come together too.
Right.
But here's the thing, what they'll do is they know this. You know, and when Esau blessed by the sword, you know, that don't mean he's actually the best fighter. His tactics and everything, you know what I'm saying? His tactical stuff that he does is, you know, on a whole nother level.
Right.
Because he's been blessed with the sword. He can profit off doing evil things that we can't profit off of. And that's what he do with every country. He morally tears them down first.
Right.
Before he decides to go to war with them. If they have moral fortitude, some form of moral fortitude, he's not trying to attack at that time.
I got you.
Because it could be the chance that he gets himself mocked up real tough,
Right.
which has happened many times through. Him up down in Mexico, he put such a beating on Esau in Mexico that it stopped the devil from coming there in our 40 years, just like when you go in the book of Judges. It said in the land had rest 40 years. It was the same thing that happened, you know what I'm saying, in Mexico. We had a spot of Mexico where you know, the Mexicans didn't have to worry about Esau at all. For 40 years. And it happened the same thing when Judah and Gad linked up. I can't remember exactly where it was at. It was Gadite chiefs.
Dude, you're absolutely right about that. So let's keep going, and that's facts. Also, too, with the book Black Indians, there are other versions of this book, many of them. And I believe what you said is mentioned in either this book or the other ones. I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. When you flip through some of these pages, you see all the books that are similar. Right. I think a lot of them are listed Black Indian, and then it gives you different titles for it. Right. This is Black Indians, a hidden heritage. All right. So go ahead.
Come.
Go on.
Verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
So like, what is verse 2 talking about? My bad, I know that's very important.
Take verse 2.
Go ahead.
Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
It's kind of like a rebuttal for verse 1 in a way.
The 2's talking about when the path seems clear. Because with the sun and the moon darkened and no light and everything, you're not gonna. It's a situation where you don't know what to do. You're in the dark. You know, the curse when it said you should grope in the noonday, as I'm paraphrasing, as the blind grope, because you don't know what to do. Now, because it's in the dark right now, like certain Democrat and Republican. And what's going to happen, and then all of those black people that supported Trump are now looking. So you don't even hear nothing about it now. They done went into, they confused, they confounded because they thought he was going to get another 4 years.
You know what's funny about that? It's a meme. I'm sure we all seen this. It's a meme that was going around by the brothers where it's a black car, like a black truck, and someone's pushed out of the car, and the title says. Black people after, I think it said Democrats or Black Democrats after the election. and the black people were that girl that was falling out the car. Right. And you know how the president's rolling those big black trucks.
Right.
So it was like that. It was hilarious. I was like, yeah, pretty much. They're going to find out that still nothing's going to change.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's crazy how we put we started to we started voting around what time? It was around the Civil Rights Movement, right? The 60s. So it's been about maybe I think 64, 65 years since then, and we still haven't learned nothing. We haven't learned from all these mistakes. Right. And time after time, we keep getting false hope. We keep getting killed, and nothing's working. It's so crazy how we have a zeal for nonsense, but we don't have zeal for what's really important in life, which is the Most High. Right. You know what I mean? Like you know what? So I understand why the world is inspired by the Bible, inspired, by different races of people, especially the 12 tribes, because we make good stories, and all our stories ain't always good. Right. And we are made to look like fools. You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's how we look right now, like fools. Yeah. Because our people don't get the message that voting doesn't help a goddamn thing. Right. These holidays don't mean a goddamn thing. It's vanity. Right. Well,
just like I.S.U.P.K.
Yes.
Just the sad part about it.
Lil Wayne too.
Lil Wayne, I already know about it. He ain't never stood up on black anything.
Nah. He's locked up from the feds as well.
Yeah, exactly. But he ain't never spoke out on the behalf of black people or none of that. As soon as he started to become famous, he wanted to become a heavy metal rock star and wanted to become gay and wanted to become this. When he wanted to be every damn thing but black. Right. And until to the point where he looked like, you know what I'm saying, one of them damn mummies from one of them damn Egyptian movies or something. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See his hair and all of that now. Mm-hmm. The man looked horrible after all the years of doing lean and syrups and all of that stuff. But Ice-Cube's always had a pro-blackness to him.
Yeah, of course. After police.
Right. Yeah, he's always, you know what I'm saying, he's always been strong in that area, but he made a real poor decision by trying to back Trump and like Trump was going to give a $500 billion package to black people. That's not going to happen.
No.
Why would he do that? Why would he? That would be worse than shooting himself in the foot. Because if you do anything specifically for black people, all white society is going to be an enemy. Even all these so-called white people all of these white people that so-called want to be liberal and non-racist and all of that, then you'll be able to see who they really are, because their fangs are going to come out.
And they will see it as this upcoming year.
Right.
It's going to be a bloody year, man.
And now, what is Ice Cube going to do now? You know what I'm saying?
Now the thing is, I.S.U.P.K came out and said that was a rumor as far as him trying to talk with Donald Trump. He was just saying that he was trying to talk to his administrator as far as other people, but it's still Donald Trump. Anyway, so it's like,
in order to get $500 billion, though, I don't know nobody you can get that kind of money without talking to directly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he won't
it was also said as well that someone lied on him and said that he had said that he was supposed to be in a meeting, like a Zoom meeting with one of the people, like the senators or something like that.
Right.
And the senator came out and said, "I've never said that," and he was like, "That's bullshit." like we talked, you know what I'm saying, in person, and you said that you will give me a call and invite me into this chat with Killer Mike and Charlamagne and all that. You know, I watch Breakfast Club.
Right.
And Charlamagne, he's a goddamn homosexual.
I figured that.
As much garbage that he speaks.
Right.
He's just a goddamn hypocrite. I do not like that brother. It's a lot of hypocrite.
Yeah, the thing
that
about
brother is just, he be saying the weirdest things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and he likes to speak a lot on behalf of Black lives.
Right.
And he's not qualified.
Right. Remember in the scriptures with King Artaxerxes and Haman?
Yeah.
Remember how much money Haman was funded to distribute that money all throughout the 127 provinces for people to rise up and kill the Jews?
As far as Esther.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Haman was a Jew. He was like.
He was a Amalekite. Yeah. He was a Amalekite. He was a Jewish dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in order for him to even make a request like that, he got to be dealing directly with it. If he had to deal with somebody, he ain't gonna get that money.
Right.
He's not gonna get nowhere near that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't give that kind of money away to somebody that you still a whole lot of money, you know. So have no counselors or advisors. You do dumb stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
it's just someone that is not
right
supervising that.
And you know what? Here's the funny thing about black people, though. This is one of the reasons why black counsel fails a lot of the times.
Okay.
Because say we have a council, a council of a bunch of, brothers and everything. Like, say, for instance, if Ice Cube had a council with a bunch of brothers, and he was like, I plan on, trying to get $500 billion from Donald Trump to help out black people. And you see what his team got to say about that. And the team would be like, man, I don't think you ain't going to be able to pull that off. You ain't going to be able to pull that off. And the first thing a nigga will do is get mad and be like, you negative. And we start thinking just like black women. You negative, and start using shaming language and stuff like that on other niggas. When you gotta weigh the pros and the cons, you gotta listen to what this brother is saying. And another brother might agree, and the other brother disagree. Right. So, y'all come to the council about that. You listen to the pros, you listen to the ones that disagree, see what they got to say, and the ones that agree, you see where, you know what I'm saying? And then you base your decision on that. Right. A lot of times, black people have the inability to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that a lot of the times, and that's the reason why Ice-Cube acted on his own with that. Who was his team? He wasn't ran under nobody. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't ran under nobody. Wasn't the NWA or nothing. He was just operating on his own, no counsel, and made a damn dumb move, a real seriously dumb move.
Right. That's right. No, and that's real facts. And that's also too something that the general had went into as well. just like probably 2 weeks ago on Black Watch. You know what I mean? Actually, both generals, Commander GEN.YAHANNA and GEN.YAHANNA. So yeah, let's go ahead though.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Okay. Yeah, take it from the top again.
Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
the day and the keepers of the house,
because they are few,
and the grinders cease because they're few, no work. That's the place where this country is headed right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they're shutting down the schools and stuff already. I mean, they're talking about, locking the cities down again. You know, and so what's going to happen? They're going to start kicking people off jobs again.
That's right.
You know,
it's coming soon.
Right, exactly. I mean, hell, they start kicking people out of the fast food restaurants again. Also, you got curbside service, and then as things grow worse and worse, it's going to mess around and be no service. You know, the sign of the. Read that part again. We're talking about the sign of the grinding is low,
and the grinders cease because they are few.
And the grinders cease because there are few. Now, you go to a person and be like, man, who's hired? At first, remember before, nigga could give you a whole rundown of who's hired. Right. That day right there, I'd be like, shit, man, I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. They're going to be like, I don't know, you know. Well, maybe we could find who's hiring somewhere, you know.
Right. Come on. All right, which verse is that?
We're towards the bottom of verse 3, sir.
Okay, let's keep going.
And those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Looking out a window also is a metaphor for vision.
That's right.
That's why you got Windows with a Windows PC. Well, I don't even know if that's still around anymore, is it?
Windows and Mac.
Yeah, that window has always been a sign, like, you know, they say like Illuminati sign or something like that. Go ahead.
It's like I was going to ask, is this kind of saying like they're not going to have that bright and sunny positive disposition that they used to prance around with?
Right, that too. Yeah, because if you take the vision away, they only prance around because of the vision.
Right.
You take the vision away from them, and now they don't know what will be. You know what I'm saying? They don't know whether they will ever recover from the situation that they were put in.
Right.
You know, and that's the reason why also too that window having to do with vision back in slavery. You know, in a lot of places you couldn't even look out the same window as a white man.
Oh yeah, time.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it was
he's looking at the broad horizon. Like say he's here in the loft, looking over everything, looking and spotting out places that he might want to buy up and all of that. Yes. You couldn't even look out of the same window as him. He could get beat for looking out the same window as a white person.
Damn right, yeah. I didn't heard that before. Definitely. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets.
The doors shut in the streets. Think about it. Everything got boarded up. All of the stuff that was boarded up. Probably going to be a lot more of that going on. You know, all of these, you know, say the doors shut up in the streets, the doors of certain businesses, the doors of this, everything boarded. You know, which I find it kind of funny because, you know, for the simple fact that before all of this stuff was going down, you go through the urban neighborhoods and you seeing all these boarded up houses.
Right.
But now their businesses are being boarded up and the churches. So I find that, that really tickles me right there. I call it a sweet victory, you know, a bittersweet victory, you know what I'm saying?
And you want to, which verse is that?
We just started verse 4. So.
Okay, go ahead.
And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low.
You know what's so funny about this? Because this is today, like the brother said, and it's no coincidence that we're reading this right now.
Right.
With as of yesterday was the official, I believe, second shutdown for Minnesota and other places as well. The shutdown's going to be for like 4 weeks, which is a month, or it can be more because COVID has spiked. up. And since, you know, it's funny because every time it spikes up, it seems like the violence, the murder never stops. And Esau gets the killing us more.
And you know what else don't stop?
What is that?
Drugs.
Drugs don't
the
stop.
Dope don't stop.
Niggas ain't worried about COVID. They got drugs to sell.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It stopped Mexicans from getting into the country, but cocaine got a free pass.
Of course it does. Because you want to know why? Because even Esau need his cut.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Of course it's going to be allowed.
Yeah, because he want to snort the drugs and get paid off of it.
Goddamn, fucking up your whole nose and everything.
Right,
system.
exactly. Because see, they got a system going. They got a system going to where, like, say for instance, coming from Colombia, they want to push. You know, they will say they want to push 600, 700 kilos. Well, what they'll do, make the bus and lock some people up. They nabbed up 100. Now the other 6 can come in and not be bothered at all. The other 600.
Yeah, see.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just the price of them doing business. It's like that 100 kilos is like a tax.
Right.
You know? And that goes to the evidence room.
I was going to say that, yeah. That's why I said. That's why I said what I just said.
Right. And then it goes right on the streets because the police have their own drug dealers.
Right.
You know, who the ones that they have flooding the dope in certain cities. Remember that guy, what was that guy's name? Larry, I think his name was Larry Davis. That brother that was selling for all them years was selling all of that dope for the police.
Are you talking about Larry Hoover?
No, this brother's name, he was in New York. Yeah, this brother, his name was Larry Davis.
I actually, that does sound accurate.
The police was, you know, he stopped selling, he didn't want to sell drugs for the police no more. And they sent hit teams after him to kill him. First they was hitting everybody that was his competition.
I was just saying
because he was working for them.
Yeah.
So they was doing the hits. They were his hitman.
Yeah.
And they was hitting anybody that would rival his cocaine business because that's how they were making all their money.
Right.
He got to the point to where he didn't want to do that no more.
Right.
And they came for him.
Right.
And he had shootouts with the police where he popped a few of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was hiding out, and it's crazy because of the brotherhood that was in New York at that time was crazy because this happened back in the 80s. Niggas was hiding him out, you know what I'm saying? And they had a hard time finding him.
Damn.
Because niggas was opening up their house to him and everything, you know what I'm saying? And let him stay. He'll stay here a few days, stay there a few days, bouncing around, staying at different spots. So they had a hard time, because, you know, New York is huge.
It is.
Right. So, you know, they had a hard time finding him and everything. When they finally found him, they had to shoot out inside, I think it was his sister's house. The sister and her husband lived in this house and everything, and he popped like 2 or 3 of them inside the house.
Good night.
And he went on to tell the story. He survived and everything. Went on to live to tell the story about it.
Is he dead now?
I think I heard he got eventually because he grew old.
Okay.
They let the dude, you know, he grew old and everything, and he ended up dead in jail. I don't know whether it was some natural causes or they put that hit out on him in jail, because they will certainly do that. Yeah. I knew people in Louisville that the cops had hits on them. The cops had hits on people that I knew from the projects. They would even call their house and tell them and taunt them and tell them how they're gonna kill them.
Damn. Okay. Well, gruesome, you know. Yeah. Okay.
You just that's Louisville police. Imagine how nasty the NYPD is for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they definitely some bitches. Yeah, I'll say that much. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on before we got a meeting to get into.
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
No more twerk team, all of that stuff on the, you know, Facebook. Ain't no more they Cardi B. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't no more of that, you know what I'm saying?
God, right. Yeah. No, I hear you. Go ahead.
Just like I just wanted to ask about and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Is this him almost you know, everything's shut down, ain't no work, bird, sun coming up, birds are chirping, he's getting mad at the damn bird making noise? Cause
no, that's a fear right there.
Yeah.
When he said he used to raise up at the sound of a bird, something that ain't even threatening because he thinks that it's threatening because of all the stuff that's going on. Just like the ancient Egyptians, when it said, when the Most High put the plagues down on them, it said that a sound of the trickling water was spooking people.
Oh, damn.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Or the sound of a wild beast running, like a deer running somewhere, was spooking because they thought that was a plague. The Most High was sending in them animals. You know what I'm saying? The Most High was sending them animals or whatever to get at them. You know, whatever.
Yeah. And I was gonna say really too. Also, like once again, it's just like today where when COVID struck, everything was scaring everybody.
Right.
Remember the whole social distancing thing.
Right.
If you're too close, you might have it. I might got it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? People wearing like fucking astronaut suits trying to cover up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like anything. Go ahead.
It was the hazmat suits.
Hazmat suits.
I
All
don't see
types
people
of
in
things.
that stuff.
I got a video of that. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna find it. I was in a lift when I was working. Give me 1 second. I was in a lift back in March of this year. It was around time I lost a job because of COVID.
Right.
I started working from home for like a month or two, but that didn't work out. So I have this video of me recording the lift driver because inside the lift he has like all this plastic.
I see that.
All around, and I'm like, how the fuck did he do this?
Right.
And there's poles holding up the plastic, and his whole driver's side, he's protected.
Right.
And I'm just in the back over here, like, what in the hell is going on?
Right.
And he's like, hey, how's your day? I'm like, I'm good, but I'm like, what the hell's going on in here? Like, y'all really think y'all gonna? This gonna block COVID? You see what I'm saying? It was just crazy. I'm like, especially white people. White people are scared of everything. You know what I'm saying? They really should be scared of the God of Israel.
Damn right.
Because he's the one that's causing all of this to happen.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? So, which is absolutely beautiful. Right now, look, I was telling up to now before, look, I ain't worried about no damn phone. You know why? Because I ain't a sinner. If I was a sinner, I'd be scared. Why not? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I would definitely be scared. If I was fucking up, doing the wrong things, I'd be scared because it can happen to me. It can happen to anybody.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You not like the scripture says, as far as the Most High, he says, like it's a scripture I'm paraphrasing that you are not too far to where he can reach you. Meaning that you are not just because you're in the truth. We do have a shield or a hedge over us, like Job.
Right.
But if you the Most High, you see what I'm saying, can take that hedge from you.
Right.
So all depends on what your behavior is, what you're doing. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, say something?
If I will, a prime example of that is Job, because when the Most High took the hedge off of Job got the COVID.
Right.
Job, he's diseases ain't good, you know what I'm saying?
But now the thing is, Job wasn't a sinner. Now, one time they mentioned that he did anything against the Lord, and that was Job's problem. Go ahead.
If I will, he did have some problems though. Job
he did have some problems.
Yeah, he did. Actually, he did. And what Job went through was a thing. His whole that thing was to correct him.
Yeah, it was a chastisement.
Right.
But he did not sin.
Because the Most High only punishes the guilty.
Yeah.
It said he didn't sin with his mouth, but what he did. Remember when the story first starts, it shows something that Job did.
As far as burning the incense for his sinful children? That
was done out of fear. You know what I'm saying? That, remember.
And that lets you know that did not save them.
Right.
It's something more.
Right.
Something more. And it's funny because I'm thinking about the time of Job, thinking about some of the timelines of, the first 5 books. Because of the instance, it was something else that I saw in the book of Job that made me kind of think of like, what if this was the same time period as this? But of course, I have to talk to the captains about it, or the generals to see which time frame was this. But as far as the instance like that, lets you know that wasn't going to do anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Of course,
If I will, and then it was also other things that Job did that prolonged the Most High's healing for him. Because he didn't, yes, the Most High healed him for it, prolonged it, because, think about it, the book of Job got like 40-something chapters to it.
We were just talking about this.
You know what I'm saying? And what Job did that made the Lord angry, that's why the Lord checked him at the end of those, towards the end. Remember, the Lord was quiet all through that time. He let Job complain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He let definitely complain.
Job justified himself.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He justified himself and didn't justify the Lord, and that's what the Lord checked him about. And then remember the young man Elihu. Elihu was a young man that he was about. He was a young dude. He was younger than Job, younger than all Job's friends.
Elihu, yes. Yeah.
He called out the things that Job had did.
So towards the end, right?
Right. He did it at first, but even Job still didn't really hear Elihu, and it got to the point to where the Most High had to check Job himself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the young man Elihu, he also said that this is Job who eats up, who drinks up scorning like water. Because where did Job live at? Job lived in Edom.
Yeah.
In the land of Uz, that's the land of Uz was one of the Horites. And the Horites, the land of the Horites, ended up becoming Edom because they ended up conquering over the Horites. And that's how one of his friends was Eliphaz the Temanite. You know, so with that, he called out Job's. And we gotta go over this stuff one day. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go over this. He called out Job's, transgressions and everything. And Job didn't sin because Job didn't get to the point to where ultimate judgment will come. You know what I'm saying? Because remember what his wife told him? His wife told him, "Why don't you just curse God and die?"
Yeah. Right.
Now, if he had cursed God, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
He would have died.
Yeah.
That's why I said that Job sinned not with his lips. You know.
Right. So I definitely do understand that.
Yeah. Even if we go to the patriarchs and everything, Judah was righteous, but it has a lust of the eyes. You know what I'm saying? He had that Canaanite wife. Samson. Samson was righteous, but he couldn't get away from the Philistine women because he wanted to get back at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is
what they was doing to Israel. Yeah.
Thinking.
And that's where a lot of black men think. I'm gonna get with this, get with this devil woman because of what they do to us, and you're gonna take revenge out on the devil box. You know what I'm saying? Take revenge out on the devil box and everything, and act like that's gonna, that's gonna start to justify things,
Okay, but anyway.
But that's the way we be thinking, though.
Yeah. Let's finish up though. So because we do gotta go to the speakers.
That was it for this.
That was it for that? Alright, no sweat. Alright. Well, Tarab.
Okay. Module.
Sis, can you fix that camera? Can you pull it up?
You should up or down.
Pull it up. Do what? Done better. It's a while. Praise. Yep, right away now. So we'll find GEN.YAHANNA, which means face the east. Alright. Let's go.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Dash. Ka. Malapaka. Arzaka. Sha. Barakaza. Wa. Shemayim. Thalanaw. The Kam. The Wam. Wasalakna. The Wapina. Kasalakna. The Wapina. Wala Dabiyana. Walasa. Ka. Malapa. Wa Allah. Wa the Bar. Our Lady. Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. Lead us not to temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Ayan. Azari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Ashah. Maya. Barakaza. Awitan. Lamawat. Gawaka. Ayanuma. Marka. Ana. Wam. Yasham. Yahweh. Marcus, Yahweh, Zalka, Yamyanka, Yamam, Yashmash, La Yaka, Wayarab, Yahweh, Yashmarka, Makar, Rai, Yashmar, Apapasha, Yahweh, Yashmar, Wabuaka, Mayaka, I will up.
Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes. To the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. Do not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And you forevermore.
Prayer for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Dananau. Ka. Kalmakala. Kalmanawa. Ka. Tatahar. Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water.
The power in English, Yahweh. The name Yahushua. Please give us the power. Power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the lepers. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. When should they say bless Israel?
Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Baraklanau. Wayashala. Wabiyah. Paris. Magan. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once.
For time's sake, we're just gonna, all of Israel.
All of Israel.
UPK.
I.S.U.P.K.
Blessed
Hill shall protect.
Yahama. The one. Raj. Al-Imaka. Wayayama. Sawak. Wayaka. Yatazawa. Al. Tazawapanga. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanakidama. Zakar. Sham. Yashalam. Awad. Nantazawa. Abba. Yakaba. Ayaka. Bariyah. Yakaraka. Alia. Jam. Labanya. Lawak. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Madi. That's a Yasura. Kayabi. Manaka. Yashma. Nashmadwa. Bayandara. Hayawa. Daman. Ladama. Shatam. Nada. Ya. Mawa. Ayara. Wakazaba. Wakazal. Manai. Call. Nasiyakama. Ashar. Mara. Hayarasha. Lanawa. Nawa. Alahaya. Alahaya. Shatamba. Gog. Quash. Panya. Raka'a. Kaash. Tabar. Yara. Wakalahaba. Talahat. Hari. Khan. Saradab. Besaraka. Wabasa. Wapaka. Tabahala. Mala'ah. Panyaham. Alwan. Wayabakashwa. Shaka. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Wayaba'awa. Aya. Wayakapawa. Wayabada. Wayadawa. Kaya'ata. Shaka. Yahweh. Abaka. Aya. Yawan. Aya. Call. Rakaza.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence. O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still. O Yahweh. Lo. Thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come. Let's cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Yea. All the princes of Sabbath. And Azamuna. Who said, let's take to ourselves. House of God in possession. Oh my God. Even like a wheel. Like stuff before the wind. As fire burneth the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy temper. Make them afraid with thy storm. Fill the face with shame. Let me seek thy name. O Lord. Let them be confounded in trouble. Forever. Yea. Let them put to shame. Perish. And men may know that thou. Thy name alone is Yahweh. Art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. All things living. Yahweh. Name Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. To use the curses. Punishment destruction. To the heat. Against them. Like prophets. Teachers. Princes. Priests. Israelite brothers. In the school. To use the curses. Punishment destruction. And shake loose the treasure. Of the rich of Israel. And refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter thy sanctuary. To use the curses. Punishment destruction. To the Edomites. In the nations. In the drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalekites and the gods and armies. Roman Catholic Church. Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. The Gator Movement. The Lesbian Movement. Spies. What was the witchcraft? The space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Opened up the internet. The airways. Cable access channel. Radio channel. The victory spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop. Bring swift destruction. To all the heathens. And stand in the way. Try to stop. Broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. All the plagues. All the go to and fro. The earth will consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief.